We have been able to create a new shapefile called school property, and I've been able to digitize the campus and the sport field. And so these are several ways in which you can digitize a place. We use the raster image as a guide. It gave us our boundary regions where we can digitize, and so we have two regions already digitized. And now you can save the edit by clicking on the toggle editing. And so once you click on save, it will save what we just digitized. And so another thing you want to do is right click on the school project and zoom to layer so we can clearly see what we just finished doing. And you can use the identifier features to identify any of the region we just digitized by clicking on it. And so it tells you the name of the feature. It's a sport field. With ID1, we can click on the other one, which is campus. And so this is a way in which we can identify the features. Now we want to create a new shapefile layer called roads along the Dam Street. And so to start with, we want to bring up the places shapefile that contains the Dam Street, so it gives us a guide on our raster image on which portion of the roads we would need to digitize. And so you want to add the places shapefile. Go to your browser, under your favorites, we added a new directory where our exercise file is, which is desktop. So once it's added, expand it, go to your exercise file, expand it as well, go to the exercise data, expand it, and now you see the places shapefile. Now you can left click, hold, and drag into your map canvas. And once this is done, you notice that the places has been added here, although it's not very visible, we can see it. And so you need to right click and zoom to layer. And now you can pan around and you can see the purple points which represents the places. However, we can symbolize the color and make it something that is very clear and legible. And so use your open layer styling panel, click on it, and once it loads, you can select the single symbol, the marker option, and change the color to, let's say, red, and it's automatically applied. And so we have different places here on our raster image. However, because we want to create a new shapefile called roads along the Dam Street, we will need to identify which of the places is Dam. And to do this, click on the places, right click on it, open the attribute table. Now from the attribute table, we can see that the row record 1 has the name Dam, and so we can select it by clicking on it. And so when you click on it, you can see that a portion here on our raster image with the places point called Dam has been selected. And so we can zoom around that region of interest. And so here is Dam. If you click on the identifier button, click on the, and now you can see the name Dam town. And so once this is done, we can now start by creating a new shapefile for our road. To do that, go to your layer. Once you click on the layer, click on create layer and new shapefile layer. And so this opens up the new shapefile layer window. And so we want to select the file extension, the directory where we want to save the file name. And so there's this 3 dots next to the label file name. Click on it, go to your exercise file on your desktop, open it, open the exercise data, and now you can save it in the exercise data. You can call it Dam. Now we want to drag around the Dam place so we can see the roads along that region. So you can use your pan tool to drag around And so when you pan around, use your zoom in to select the region of interest, which is the swirler dam. Please left click and hold and drag. Okay, and so we have the swirler dam here, and this is a highway. You can still zoom in a bit. Okay, I think we have it now. So here's the swirler dam town, and this is the highway that we want to digitize. And so to start this, we need to select the swirler dam road and toggle our editing mode on. And so once you click on it, you notice that some features here have been activated. However, some are not activated. But when we create the road feature, we will now see that other features would have been activated. And so to start digitizing, click on the add line feature, and you notice that a crosshair will be seen on our map canvas. So you can use your pan tool to pan around and look at where you may decide to start from and all that. And so click on the add line feature. If we can make any point as start point, make here your start point. So left click, and you will notice that the line is already active. As you can see, a thin line here in red, and so you can click the next point, and you can use your pan to move around, and so select it again and click the next point. You can use your pan tool just to move around and select, click, and so once you're done, you can right click, and so this brings up the attribute table for the line, the feature we just created, the road, the swirl down road, and so you can call it ID1. And so once that is done, you can click on your OK. And so we've successfully digitized one of the highways along the swirler dam road. We can now open the attribute table for our swirler dam road to add other fields to it. And so right click on the swirler dam road feature we just created and click on open attribute table. And so once the attribute table is opened, we can now add other fields to it by using the new field icon. So click on the new field icon, and you can call this let's say OSM. And so the type is text, the length let's say 10, and you can now click on OK. And so once you have that, you can now make the record, call it away, and you can save the edit. You call it away and save the edit, and so now it's saved. We can also add other records like say highway. So go to new, call it highway, type is text, change the length to 20 and click on OK, and we can call the name secondary track, secondary underscore track, and click on save edit. And so it's saved. We can add other field here. We can call this access, type text, length 20, that's length of the characters. We want to type 20, OK, and you can call this, let's say public road, next save, add another new field, let's call it service, text variable type is text, length 20, okay, let's call this for driveway, and finally we can create another field called let's say type, the type of the road type.